Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining me, and thank you, Chat Managers, for your help. I appreciate it. Uh, if you like the channel, please subscribe and also tap on the notification bell in order for you to be notified when I'm online or when I post a video. Uh, I am distracted by something. Oh, okay. Wow. They just made a change to, well, yeah, I think this is new. They just made a change to the YouTube application where I can automatically, well, not automatically, if I press one of the icons that has $sign in it, I can insert a commercial there. I guess if I want to take a break, I can take a commercial break on command now, people. So it's interesting. In any event, I'm laughing because it seems like Trump had a very bad day yesterday, and it's about time. Thank you very much, Bert, for your generosity and the super chat. I appreciate it. Freaking out is an understatement today when it comes to the way Trump feels and his family. And like I've told you guys a long time ago, this guy is going to become like you and I, financially, that is. Because the amount of money, I don't know how much money he's worth. And yesterday, for some reason, I felt the 250 million. I said to you it felt like it was the beginning. Somebody posted it was going to be a lot more in the comment section, that it was going to be a lot more, and I read about it also online. But my point is, Roslyn Jeffrey says, of course he went on Fox News, noise, telling his lies. Yeah. The thing is, they are beginning, before they were thinking about the government coming after them, Fani Willis, and the number of fancy, footwork that he could do, maybe to wiggle his way out or do something. But what happened yesterday had a major psychological effect, not only on the Trumps, and if you notice, I don't see anybody taking to the streets or anybody complaining or calling unfair, because Letitia James came with documents to prove what she was saying. That's number one. Number two, other agencies in the government who are investigating Trump, this basically, do you know, before when two boxers are fighting and they give a jab first and then the knockdown punch? That's what happened to Trump yesterday. That was the first jab. The second one, he's going to go down. That's my prediction. Because the fear, what Letitia James did yesterday has lifted, because we've been concerned, some people at DOJ, among the government, wondering, they are worried about what's going to happen to the country if Trump gets indicted. What happened yesterday was really bad, intuitively, I feel like saying. I mean, I'm sure everyone else is saying it, but intuitively, this thing, the psychological effect it has on others who are investigating him. And also, there is something else what happened yesterday has done. The level of proof, I know his base, they know he's a criminal, they accept him, but not all of them. And also, something Letitia James keeps saying, there are two types of, when you break the law, They apply the law to one group of people if you're poor, and they apply another version of the law if you're rich. And regardless of how you feel or your political affiliation, this ruffles the feathers of a lot of people, and intuitively I feel. Intuitively, I don't feel that the notion that Trump should get away with this resonates with all his base. And the document that she produced, and believe me, DOJ is going to do the same thing when they get him. It's like a chipping away effect at Trump. Right now, he knows he's down, and like someone mentioned, he went to Fox News to lie. The most ridiculous thing that he said, you can even think, just think of declassifying something, it's declassified. How are you going to do that? Well, some dummies in his base, very few of them will believe that. But the point I'm trying to make is, when he goes on Fox News after he gets nailed the way Letitia James nailed him yesterday, first of all, from what I understand, since I don't even have Fox as part of my package here, my cable package. So, but I hear on Twitter, Fox basically did not broadcast Letitia James' news conference, but Trump gave an interview to Hannity. I'm sure a lot of them went to find out what happened. And some of the things that Trump have said, we're going to find out in the next poll, is not resonating. And the 11th Circuit also chipped away at him. Basically, and they also, guys, I've been telling you, Cannon is not going to be in that position for very long. She feels like as if they betrayed her, Cannon. They could, well, let's put it this way. She doesn't like the wording on how the 11th Circuit constructed the document. Basically reversing whatever it is that she said the government had no right, they should give Trump special treatment. I don't see how this woman is going to last as a judge, to be honest. I mean, I didn't read it because, like I told you guys, I have to read those things because they are legal terms. I'm like, and the way they construct the phrases is like a little backwards to me. So I don't read those things. I should try, but from what I hear, according to the experts, it was a smackdown. I mean, I read a couple of passages that they posted on Twitter, and also when I read news clippings. This does not, intuitively, when I focus on her and I'm reading these things, she is not happy. And all she keeps thinking about, it feels like to me, how do I get out of here? And I got to find something else. In any event, to go back to the point I'm trying to make with Trump, what I'm getting also is watershed. What happened yesterday with Letitia James nailing him basically, and she's going to put him out of business. She's going to win. I don't see how this woman, I mean, what I was getting last night when I was thinking about what Letitia James is doing, if they're going to charge him $1 billion, well, if the penalty amounts to $1 billion, the judge would probably give him a break. you know, charge him 700 million. Something like that. He may get a break like that. But I feel like saying Letitia James is going to win. Trump has done too many things in New York, and the trail of his criminality is too long. The SDNY is going to go after him, and IRS is going to scrutinize him as well. And yes, he'll be charged criminally. I can confuse those entities, IRS and because I can't tell the difference. I'm just being honest with you guys. I don't know. I guess the best way I could. Okay, I'm seeing money, so it may not be immediate. The IRS will go after him unless he makes a deal and pay what he owes and the penalties. I would be surprised if they don't prosecute him. But SDNY is going to go after him. There's nothing that can save Trump at this point. And also, he keeps running his mouth, and and his family keep going on TV. These people have no clue. I was watching something from Fox News a little while right before I came. Lara Trump went on, and the other one too, Gulf Oil, whatever her name is. They went on TV calling Letitia James all kinds of names. She wants to destroy the Trump, their family, blah, blah, blah. That's going to have zero effect. And the more they do that, the more determined people like Letitia James become to nail them. And I know some of you have heard about Justice Thomas's wife is going to testify. She's going to give the goods because she's trying to save herself and basically see if she can salvage the little remnants, whatever is left of her husband's reputation, because some senators are calling for him to resign. He doesn't like it very much. So I would not be surprised if at some point in her, whatever she's going to do, testify, she doesn't apologize. That's what I'm getting. I don't know if she's going to do it, but the weight of this whole January 6th thing is weighing pretty heavily on her and on Thomas, because this has gotten serious beyond their wildest dream. They didn't think the January 6th insurrection would have legs to work to get to as far as where we are today. And they know if she doesn't testify, it's going to look worse. That's why she accepted to testify. And Trump, in the coming weeks and months, I heard, people around him, there's only there are very few people around him, it's going to get worse. There are going to be a lot less people. When everything is well, everyone want to be around you. When things are going bad, 99.99% they just, disappear, basically. And that's what's going to happen to Trump, because people around him don't see a way out for him, given what happened yesterday, the 11th Circuit decision. people are going to come out, and don't be surprised if people come out openly attack him. People he thought were friends or political, people in the political arena. Barr, Electra Storm posted something, says Barr actually got mad because Letitia came after the kids. So she said, sit down, Barr. The thing is, Barr has, besides the fact that he wants to rehabilitate his, himself, and also save a little bit of his reputation, whatever he has left, he's trying to present himself as, better than the other lawyers, know it all, and knows how everything works. To him, that's the way he thinks he can salvage things, like what is right and what is wrong. The guy has lost all kinds of, nobody respects you except for the Republican base, and you're gonna come out and try to tell people what's right and what's wrong, and you're gonna defend Trump when it's black and white in front of everybody, and these are not kids. The youngest one is 38. Eric, I believe, is 38. Barr doesn't have a leg to stand on. And intuitively, I feel like saying, as I was thinking about what's going on around Trump, I wouldn't be surprised if Barr himself has some legal exposure. He's going to have some legal issues coming. I don't see him going to jail yet. But if I were him, I'd get a lawyer. Because everything that happened behind the scenes, everything that he did to help Trump will come out or has come out. Part of some of the things that he has done have come out. Right now, part of his, TV stunt is to blunt all those things. But somebody wrote a book recently, I don't know if I purchased it yet, and it spoke about some of the stuff that Barr has done. He has done worse than that. And yes, they will come out as well. But Barr taking, trying to say it was wrong, Barr is going to he's going to end up looking like a dummy. Because a lot of people are complaining Letitia James ran basically only on getting Trump. Well, I don't think that helps Trump. For the people who are saying that, I don't think that helps Trump. That means Trump really has a very bad reputation. If when you say you're going to go after Trump, you should, vote for me, and people vote for you, that means something is wrong. I don't think that helps Trump at all. That's what Eric's wife, I forget her name, I just mentioned her name a little while ago, is complaining about. She ran only on the name of getting Trump. But I feel like saying the Trumps are going to lose the case that Letitia James has brought against them. Barr cannot save them. No one. Unless you have some major stake into the situation like Barr, he's trying to cover up whatever he did in the past. I don't see too many people who are going to come out unless they are paid to defend Trump or do anything to help him. So the next month or so, we're going to hear more about what he has done. More people are going to turn on him and his family. Their arrogance, the way they behave in the White House, we've heard a little bit about it. We're going to hear more about that. The notion that Letitia James should have waited before she indict him, or whatever they call what she did yesterday, is not going to resonate or has any effect on what she's going to do. And Trump knows it doesn't bode well for him. That's why he went on Fox News desperately lying about what Letitia, the charges. And yes, they'll put him out of business. That's my prediction. And the other thing is somebody asked me about Kushner. Kushner, too. I don't know. Well, Letitia James is not after him because, for some, I don't think he was an officer or had anything to do with the Trump business because he had his own father's business he was conducting, running, or something like that. That's why. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, I don't know. But I know he's going to have, the reason why I know about this is not because it's sort of intuitively, I don't see him going to jail yet, but he needs a lawyer too. Because there are other things that are going to come out when it comes to him and Ivanka. Some of the stuff they've accessed, top secret information they've accessed, will come out. So he's going to need good lawyers as well. But the reason why he hasn't been charged in any of that stuff is because already has his own business. I've never heard, that's the way it's being shown to me. I've never heard that he was part or worked for Trump at that capacity anyway, and his private business, and Trump's private business. Work in the government, yeah, he's going to have trouble there. Absolutely. Okay, and yes, he's terrified because his father was in jail. He does not want to go to jail. That's a problem. And someone else, well, I just answered a person's question. And guys, do you remember? Well, I've said it not too long ago that whenever it's time for McConnell to go, it's not going to be a nice exit. I don't know how many of you have heard. I mean, Marjorie Greene is no one to, she doesn't have any power, but she has a mouth on her. These people can cause damage. And McConnell is not looking very good to begin with. And if you see, intuitively I feel, if you see Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about something, it's because it's being discussed among Republicans. And don't be surprised if that's not part of how to get rid of McConnell. They're going to get rid of McCarthy as well. But it's not because of the McConnell going is not only going to be MTG's fault. It's a combination of things that's going to push him out. And it's not going to be a nice exit for however long he's been in Congress, 30-something years. You go out, they give you a nice golden watch. No, I'm this is private companies, but McConnell is not going to get that. Let's put it that way. There is a movement behind the scenes to do away with him. And my prediction is Republicans are not going to get what they are looking for by getting rid of McConnell. All of them are looking bad. So I said this a long time ago. These people, and I'm being shown it again, these people are all going to be voted out of office. Because once they nail Trump, a lot of this glue because let me say this. The way it's being shown to me, it's like a puzzle and, or a domino, okay? Those people who, when they pull one domino and then the whole thing, it's going to have a domino effect when Trump gets indicted by the feds or Fani Willis. A lot of people are just going to, they no longer have Trump to coalesce around and keep the thing going. yes, it's going to take more than Trump to basically extinguish whatever this movement is. But the way it's being shown to me, once Trump is removed, it's going to have a domino effect. Uh, these things are not going to be as they are today. And also, the other thing is, they are afraid, a lot of people are afraid of Trump, political people, in Congress and in the Senate, because they feel Trump is in charge of the base. The base follows him wherever he goes, regardless of what he does. They give him a pass. But once he's gone, and he's in the news every day because of his some of the things that he's done, it's going to take a toll, and these people will be more apt not only to attack Trump, attack each other. Okay, those who supported Trump are going to come under fire. I mean, this is going to be a real mess once Trump is gone. And that will give opportunity or create more opportunities for Republicans, real conservatives, to run for office and basically reconstruct or reform whatever is left of the Republican Party. But like I said before, there's nothing Trump can do. And with the Republican Party the way it is right now, there is no reforming it. Well, I'm sorry, I said reform before, but rebuild from the ground up. A lot of these people are going to have to go, and yes, they'll go. They'll be voted out of office. And the notion that, when you lose an election, you just decide to say it was stolen from you, that's baloney too. The journalists love to repeat that stuff, but the winner is going to ignore you. They're just going to, just like Biden did to Trump. It was time for him to vacate the White House. They told him to go, and he had no choice. Yes, we've discussed this before, before Trump got out of the White House. A lot of people were asking me, would this guy leave the White House? I told you yes. I think somebody spoke to Trump and tell him, leave. In any event, the next big thing, two other big major news stories, Iran, I feel like saying the mullahs, I give them another year. I don't feel it's a month, but it can be. I feel like a month to a year. I would be surprised if they last beyond a year, the government in Iran right now, because I've been watching, the past couple of days, that young lady that the moral police killed. Yeah, it's a problem. The next, but I feel it's going to take more than a month. I don't feel it's going to be this month. Okay, within the next year. And the next reference, well, that's what Republicans want to do in this country too. First of all, they are anti-abortion, all kinds of stuff. And then they're going to, they're doing that in Texas. It's a form of policing. You sue somebody if they help somebody get an abortion or something like that. They are on it already, but they're going to lose too. The third major news of today has to do with Putin. If you are concerned about him using nuclear weapon, no. And people around him won't execute that order. And there is a major discontent. It feels like to me, we are all human beings no matter what and no matter where. People around Putin know that he's a killer. There is something, it feels like to me, whenever that begins to happen around people, dictators like Putin, it doesn't bode well, because first of all, people don't they don't trust each other anymore. They know you kill people for no reason. And what's on their mind is like, okay, when is this guy going to make a move on me and kill me? So that's what's going around Putin right now. He's in a circle. is beginning not to trust each other, one another, and they don't know who's going to get, because I know a lot of you who have never been in a third world country or live under a dictatorship is difficult to fathom, okay? But these people, the way they are thinking, people around Putin, if they can go home at night and then, or on their way home they get killed, or 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, a bunch of secret police show up and they grab you. When I focus on them, I was thinking about them last night and this morning. This is the mindset that's beginning to, taking place around Putin. And let me tell you, when that begins to happen, the leader has a problem. And the other thing is, remember, guys, I told you it's going to be a number of things that are going to choke Putin. I'm sure you've heard of protests going on in Russia. It's not going to stop. They may diminish a bit, and it's going to start again. That's what it feels like to me. And Putin is going to make more mistakes. Not only, well, I don't see how Putin is going to be able to keep the soldiers he has in Ukraine right now and reinforce them, because there's a movement that's already afoot in Ukraine among the soldiers there. They want to go home, and they are not disciplined. And I'm sure all of you have heard of they've shot up their commanders. Okay, they get drunk and go out of control. We're going to hear more of those as well. So this is going to be a big mess for Putin. This is not going to work for him. I don't care what he and those around him are hoping. There is only one thing, one glue, one thing that's keeping all of them, well, they are hoping. It's not keeping them together, but they are hoping. How do they survive this fiasco, this debacle? That's the problem now. Get out alive. That's the problem. And you know what? As I'm saying this, don't be surprised if some of them start taking political asylum in other countries. That's coming. I'm talking about people around Putin. They just leave. Yeah, that's my prediction for today. In the coming months, and that's why I said, and prediction for the coming months, is going to be very difficult for Putin and Trump. And I wouldn't be surprised if we hear people taking flights, just leave. They just disappear. They're not because they are killed. They just leave the country, leave Russia. That's coming. Okay, Timberlily is asking, will Jared be investigated for the $2 billion from the Saudis? I feel that that's being looked into already. Jared is under investigation. Everybody that was in Trump's inner circle is under a microscope. The $2 billion is Jared's list. That's the list of his problems. Okay. These people, the Trump family, like we've heard, Trump said he wasn't going to leave. And let me tell you, people outside his family heard about that after he lost the election. Remember, guys, I told you, those of you who have been following me for a long time, that Trump and his family used to have meetings, and if you can't be in person, you would call in. They've been planning what happened for a very long time. Their plan was to be president for life. And he gave us hint of it every time he went out and says, do you want to hire me for another 4, another 8? And why not 12? Remember, guys, he used to go out and say those things? That was his way of planting in our mind that he's not going to leave. He wants to be president for life, just like Xi, Putin, Kim Jong-un, among a whole ton of others. Okay? So these people, they did things behind the scenes, and that's why they treated the White House as if it was one of their properties. And Jared and Ivanka, of course, they were part of the design team, okay, for them to remain in the White House. Our top secret information was theirs, and they had the right to do whatever they want with it. They are about to find out. They've never met a foe, they've never met a foe like this one. You know something? I got it last night, and I'm getting it again as I am speaking. I don't know if it's a level of coordination or if it's people behind the scenes, because there is some kind of communication that's going on. Intergovernmental agencies, state and federal, okay? And this has to do, it's not something underhanded, we're going to accuse Trump of false, anything false, anything he didn't do. Trump's behavior and how many crimes he has committed, all the bad things he has done, it feels like to me, I don't know if I can, if this is going to come out hard, there is a coordination taking place on how to take this guy down, even if if they're not coming out and putting this like to one another. Okay? There is a sense of that going on. And like I said, they're not trying to frame him with anything. You don't have to frame Trump. He has, done so many things, bad things. Take your pick on what you're going to use to take him down. And guys, let me tell you, what happened yesterday, I don't feel we know yet how damaging it is and going to be for Trump, on top of other things that are to come. That's the way I'm getting it intuitively. But there is a coordination, okay? And yesterday was damning for Trump. And I've told you from a long time ago, that Letitia would do him in. And she's not afraid. Yeah. So the person asked me the question, and I went and all these things. I'm sorry, I keep getting, but Kushner is going to pay, has done it, his own stupid things. He's going to get nailed for it. Veronica is asking, Milu, will there be violence when Trump is continuously found guilty? No. Guys, let me tell you, if there is violence, it's going to be a few. It's not going to be something that's going to be major. And the way they're going about taking this guy down, well, yesterday, after Letitia James, yesterday was major. Intuitively, I feel like saying, okay, nobody came out, nobody's defending him. Fox News just changed the camera. Last night they gave him an interview. Hannity interviewed him. He basically made it worse. he did not help himself in any of those interviews. He has one mode of operation. And I told you guys a long time ago, this I don't think I repeat often enough. Everything around Trump is built on lies, and that's what's going to allow the authorities to nail him. I've said that a long time ago. That's what we are watching. Well, we are watching the Trumps being decimated legally in slow motion. That's what we are seeing. So don't worry about violence, Veronica. No. Okay, Geraldine Wilson says Ivana and Trump talked a lot, so no telling how much she knows about what was doing. You'll be surprised. Ivana, of course, Ivana knew, but from her kids. Trump didn't call her and tell her. From her kids. Yeah, it's a family, you know? She's the mom. And they were in the know, believe it or not. Thomas Martin is asking, can you please read on Invest 94L? I have no idea what that is, which is tracking to some Gulf of Mexico. I have no idea next week. Oh, you're talking about hurricane. Oh, we're going to get hit. It's, that's the usual thing, some places in Florida get hit, others not so much. Yeah, but we're going to get one, unfortunately. I don't know if that's the one, but we're going to feel it. Colleen Braun is asking, how about background checks and drug testing for all candidates to start? Oh, I'd be surprised if they do that, Colleen. Okay, let's see. Myron H is asking, Milu, no one has answered. And okay, what does DT want with the documents now? Why is he fighting tooth and nail to still go after them? I don't feel right now it's the documents that Trump really want back. He's just trying to find a way. He's throwing everything at the wall, okay, to see what stakes. The thing is, the bad things Trump wanted to do with the documents, he has done some damages already. Okay? And yes, he wanted to keep them so he can share them and sell them. I'm sorry, but that's the way it goes. That's what happened. So now he wants to, since he got caught, he knows, don't make any mistakes, okay? Trump is fully aware of what he did. Those documents, they were not taken by mistake. There was a purpose for him to taking them out of the White House. And they were not because he wanted like paper clippings or mementos from when he was president or, no. He got pissed, he lost. Anything that he can do to cause damage for Biden, okay, and money, because the information that he took from the White House to him, yeah, they have major values because Putin won't mind, giving him billions. Saudi Arabia, who wants to know, we have information that a lot of governments around the world are after. Trump was about to make a ton of money. And can somebody please explain to me about how that golf thing, Lviv, Live, whatever they call it, they are, that's taking place on Trump's properties. We don't know what Trump gave them. Trump has caused damage already. Okay, so that's why. It's not because he wanted them to keep in his office and show how. You know, you've been president of America. You're a former American president. That alone, you don't need anything else to booster anything. Trump didn't need, if he was not going to use them intuitively, I feel like saying, okay, for some nefarious purpose, there is no reason. Why do I need nuclear information? What kind of weapons are under development? Where the location of our submarines and any of our military assets? Why would I need something like that after I left the White House if I was president? I don't need that stuff. I don't even want it near me. I'd be like Obama, go live my best life, write books, making a ton of money. And now, Jesus, look at Obama. And, well, look at Bush. Two different people, but Bush has done very well. He doesn't need any of that stuff to, like around his waist like an anchor. No, there are other ways. Being former president is prestigious enough, just like you are king. Look at Biden went to England, okay? Everyone had to take the bus, not Biden. And it's not because of anything else. There were valid reasons why he couldn't take the bus. And I'm going to steal some stupid document? We don't know. That's going to come out of really how much money Trump is worth with what's going on in New York. Letitia had it right. He's broke. He's trying to pretend he has money. So he's, like I've been calling them thieves. Okay? But after you leave the presidency, you don't need anything else to make money. But Trump, his hatred, his arrogance, pettiness, and it's not only him, his entire family, they're all the same way. And the women who date and marry within the family, they become the same, except for the one Don's ex-wife, who was smart enough to say, you know what, I don't belong here, I'm out of here. But the rest, yes. Why not adopt, lying and cheating and stealing? That's why they were crying in their last day at the White House. Yeah. So that's why, okay? It's not because it all had to do with him grifting, and he was pissed off he lost. Okay. Oh, yes. Linda Sandoval says because of his major jealousy of losing, he did, yes, describe to America. Absolutely. Absolutely. He doesn't care either. You know something? I've been watching Trump and focusing on him. All these people who are going to jail, do you know this guy never even think about them? He doesn't care. He goes out and, talk about all these, he wants to pardon them. It's all talk. He couldn't care less. It's really unbelievable if you were to focus on this guy. He's really garbage. Okay, let me answer one more question. Oh my God. Okay. Salome says, yep, Melu, and I think Trump is just delaying and hoping he can stall, and then someone will help him get away with it. He's done. If Republicans take over, they're going to dissolve the January 6th committee. That's all they can do. Garland is going to be there to finish the job. And like I said before, elections are up to Democrats to lose. And I've been saying for a long time before this whole thing happened, make every single Republican wear Trump like an albatross. Put Trump around their neck like an albatross. They'll win. and a lot of people who are specialists, I'm not an expert, a lot of election experts are saying the same thing. Pam CK says Clinton and Carter too, absolutely, and Clinton, oh my God. Clinton could have, well, he's done very well as well. Clinton, oh Jesus. All you need is your brain intact. You don't need stupid secret documents, you know. That's going to mess up your life and your reputation and the rest of your family. Forget it. All right, friends. Thank you very much for spending time with me. I appreciate it. Sorry, oh my God, we are here almost an hour. Thank you, chat managers, for your help and being so patient with me. Sorry about that. I went way over time. I got carried away. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilo.com. Or you can send me an email at psychicmilo@aol.com, or you can call me on my YouTube number. We can negotiate a time that's good for both of us to talk. If you like the channel, please subscribe, and also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. And also, please give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. It would help me a lot as well. Again, thank you for your support. I will see you all tomorrow unless something major happens later. I'll come back. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day or night. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.